You feel stuck, like life's passing you by and you're desperate for a change. But here's the problem. You don't know where to start. Every day feels the same. You wake up, you go through the motions, and you wonder if is this all that life has to offer? You've tried before, reading the books, setting the goals, doing the things that you're told you're supposed to do, but you still feel like you're stuck in place. Nothing's changing. Deep down, you know you're capable of more. You can feel it, but the gap between where you are and where you want to be feels impossible to close. And the worst part, time doesn't stop. Every day that goes by feels like another missed chance to build the life that you want. But here's the thing. Success isn't some mystery. It's not about being born with the right connections or being insanely talented. Success leaves clues. The smartest people in the world don't try to reinvent the wheel. They follow proven paths and model successful people that have achieved the things that they want to accomplish. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the same. How to find the clues, how to follow the paths, and how to fast track your success by following the people that have achieved the things that you want. Most people think that they have to figure everything out on their own. They have to start a business from scratch, or they need to learn a new trade or a new skill, or they need to find something new or something different, and they need to do it alone. But that is the slowest and the hardest path you could take. I mean, just imagine trying to build a business without any guidance. You're going to spend years making the same mistakes that countless people have already made and learned from already. Here's the truth. Success is a predictable process. It's not a journey. The most successful people in the world didn't start out with all the answers. Instead, what they did is they modeled successful people that have already achieved the things that they wanted to achieve in life. Take a look at Warren Buffett, for example. Everybody knows him as the world's most successful inventor, but he will even say himself, he just modeled his mentor, Benjamin Graham. Every great leader begins in the capacity of an intelligent follower. Warren Buffett followed the path of Benjamin Graham. Even elite athletes all have coaches. The secret to success, more than anything, is really trying to figure out what exactly do you want in life. Clarifying your vision, finding out in detail what you want, and then finding somebody that has been there and done that and achieved the very same thing that you want in life and modeling them, copying them, following down their path, and being mentored by them. If you know what you want, you could find somebody to help get you there. It all comes down to clarifying your vision. I knew for me, the thing that turned me on more than anything was business acquisition, buying businesses, growing and scaling companies. So I made it my mission to go out and find people that have done the very same things that I want to accomplish. I found people that were very successful in mergers and acquisitions. I found people that built and scaled 8, 9, and 10-figure companies. I found those people. I forced myself into their circles and I followed them. I modeled them. I mimicked them. If your biggest goal in life is to be the best school teacher in the world, go out and find somebody who is that best school teacher, who's somebody that you admire and want to be like, and model them, follow in their footsteps. There's a book called Steal Like an Artist. There are no new ideas. You just don't know the sources of where that information came from. All ideas are stolen, adapted, remodeled, and basically repackaged into some other form. Success leaves clues. Anything that you want to accomplish in life has been accomplished by someone in the past. And actually, we should define success. Earl Nightingale had an amazing quote. He said, "Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal." So you define your own success. What is worthy in your mind? What is it that you want to accomplish? If your goal is to build your own house, go talk to somebody who's built their own house. Have them teach you, model them, learn from them. Why sit there and try to figure out all on your own or trial and error? That's going to take so damn long. You're going to make so many mistakes. It's really the fast track to success to find somebody who's been there and done that and following them. Now, I take it to the extreme. I don't take any advice from somebody who's not been there and achieved the things that I want to accomplish. I know early on when I started getting into investing, right? The Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett, was the man that I obsessed over. And I read biographies 800 pages thick about him. I've read everything I could imagine, all the Berkshire Hathaway annual letters. I've watched hundreds of hours of videos on YouTube. I obsessed over this man. I read everything I can to understand how does he think, how does he approach making decisions. And ultimately, I found myself moving in that direction. Now, I'm certainly no Warren Buffett, but when I take a look at stuff, I start to use very similar mental models that he uses to make decisions for myself because I learned from him. When I ultimately transitioned to business acquisitions, I found a very experienced M&A entrepreneur, and that was my mentor. He taught me the ropes of what it takes to buy and run a company, how to merge them and how to scale them. I learned from these people, but I wouldn't have learned all this information from my brother-in-law or my mom or my dad or my mates that I went to school with. I cut people out of my life because you are who you associate with, and I introduced people who have achieved the things that I want to accomplish. By accident, you're going to move in that direction. But here's the thing, learning isn't enough. You have to take action. Too many people consume endless advice, endless knowledge, but they never actually do anything with it. YouTube and the internet and social media, we have access to so much unlimited, cheap, free content. But you can't overwhelm yourself with that. You need to pick one thing, keep it simple, and actually pull the trigger on it. When I decided I wanted to buy businesses, I found somebody who was very accomplished in that. And that was it. I didn't need to do any more research. I'm looking at a man who's bought and sold billions of dollars worth of companies. I don't need to be a genius to know that I could learn a hell of a lot from this man. So if I spent more time, I could have done more due diligence and found other people that have bought and sold companies in different philosophies. That doesn't matter. I found my mentor. I followed in his footsteps, and I've ultimately accomplished the things that he taught me. When you model somebody who's already succeeded, you're borrowing years of their experience. You're skipping that whole awkward phase of trial and error and getting straight to what's working. And that's really the beautiful thing. I have saved so many years of my life. I have avoided countless mistakes by simply having the right partners, having the right mentors, and having people that could guide me. To scale the mountain of success, you need an experienced guide. And that's ultimately what a mentor is. You need a mentor. Why is it that back in the 90s, Bill Gates, who was the richest man in the world, his mentor was Warren Buffett, the second richest man in the world? If Bill Gates needed a mentor, with all due respect, you probably need one too. Think of it like following a GPS. I mean, you could try to figure out on your own and just go down this path or go down this or this. But having a mentor, they're a North Star. They give you the directions. Follow this path to achieve success. And it's not just, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's simple. They lay out a framework. They give you an idea. You just have to follow their path. It's hard. Becoming successful is not easy. It's extremely demanding, but having the right mentor infinitely increases your probability of success. And some people hesitate. They think, well, if I copy somebody, am I being unoriginal? Modeling isn't copying. You're learning from them. And if for a period of time, you need to almost put aside your way of doing things and just strictly model and be a mini-me and do everything that you have to do by the book, by the letter of how you're being told, that's good. At least you'll learn the lesson. At some point in time, you could go back and reintroduce, hey, I like this, so I'm going to start doing this again. But for a period of time, you need to just model this person to the extreme where you're almost just a copycat of that person. That's at least how I did it. I took everything to heart. If he told me to do A, I did A. If I was told to do B, I did B. Even if I disagreed with it, I did what I was told. And guess what? It worked. Now I've gotten to the point now where I've learned the core lessons I needed to learn. I've been able to peel back some of the stuff that I don't necessarily agree with, or I could peel back some of the stuff that I don't, doesn't necessarily turn me on. And I've now molded myself into an original version of who I think I actually am. But ultimately, I would not have been able to learn the lessons that I needed to learn if I didn't just take everything that I was told and just follow it religiously to the T. Keep in mind, Picasso, one of the best painters that ever lived, he said, good artists copy, great artists steal. By following this approach, you'll stop feeling stuck and you'll start to see progress. If you don't know what you're doing, you first just need to figure out, what do you want in life? What is the thing that turns you on? What gets you out of bed? What do you want more than anything? And go out and find somebody that has achieved that. They will push you towards that end of the continuum. It really is the smartest way to achieve your goals. You get to stand on the shoulders of giants. Instead of spinning your wheels, you'll have a clear path forward. And the beautiful thing is, over time, you won't just be following. You'll end up creating your own path for others to follow. Again, remember, leaders begin by following. You need to find somebody who's successful, follow them, model them, mimic them, and in time, you will learn to become your own leader. You'll develop, you'll build yourself up as a man, and ultimately, believe it or not, people will start to follow you as someone. So here's what you need to do. Think about where you want to be in 5 years. Find somebody who's already there and model them. Study their path, learn their strategies, consume everything you possibly can about that person. But most importantly, take action, because knowledge without action is just entertainment. Click here if you want to watch more. I am still a small channel, so I want people to know I am accessible. My contact information is in the video, this description. I'd be more than happy to help anybody with any questions they might have about anything. And it really goes a long way. Engaging in any way, whether that's a like, a comment, or a subscription, goes a long way. And I appreciate everybody. See you in the next video.